Muhammad Ali fostered a very significant friendship, and the Netflix documentary Blood Brothers focuses on that moment in time unlike any other film.
My father wanted to be great. And there are things that Malcolm taught him that my father kept with him until his last day.
For my father to take his wife and his babies and go to his home meant that my father trusted him 100%. That was their blood brotherhood.
They're changing the way the world saw the black man.
But there were these outside forces that prevented them from continuing this beautiful relationship.
Well, here to fill us in on that friendship as well as the fallout is the director of Blood Brothers, Marcus A. Clarke, and Professor Ilyasah Shabazz, Malcolm X's daughter. She lends her voice to share her father's story. Good morning to the both of you. Thank you so much for joining us.
Good morning. Thank you,
Good morning.
Let me tell you, if you can't sense excitement in my voice, our floor director, John, just said, I'm really looking forward to this. And that is the sense everyone has. And it's a testament to these two icons because there's no shortage of biographies. There's no shortage of documentaries, biopics, books about your father and Muhammad Ali. So talk to us about what drew you to Blood Brothers. We'll start with you, Professor Shabazz.
Well, actually, you know, there are so many people always doing interviews, and, you know, I tried to be as accommodating as possible, but, you know, I had my team speak to Marcus's team, and once we got together and the questions that he began asking me, you know, I just said, wow, you know, this is definitely going to be a very new kind of documentary done on both my father and Muhammad Ali. And I'm so happy for it, especially at this time in history, because, you know, young people are discovering their purpose, they're discovering their identities, they're wanting to make a change in society. And this documentary is just fantastic, OG.
You don't have to tell us twice. Like, we kept watching the trailer over and over again because just the trailer alone gives you a sense of what's to come. And so, Marcus, let's talk to you about this because we're talking about two of the most iconic figures in the whole entire world, but you're focusing on that extraordinary bond and going beyond that. Tell us about the process.
Yeah, I think you nailed it. I mean, there's been so many films and documentaries. There's been publications about both of these men separately. And for some reason, you know, we don't really have a great understanding of this friendship, this relationship, and really the influence and the impact that Malcolm X had on Muhammad Ali, Cassius Clay at the time. And so it was really exciting for me as an experience to kind of dig into this and to really uncover some of the new information around this relationship and what these men really meant to each other.
And from what I understand, Kenya Barris, who many people know for creating Blackish, produced this documentary, correct? And it's adapted from a book of the same name. So how does a project like this come about? Because if we're going from a book, and then we have Marcus Clarke involved, we have Ms. Shabazz involved, and then we have Kenya Barris involved, and we see all the people who are in the documentary giving firsthand account of this relationship, of this bond. How does that all come together?
Yeah, well, you know, Kenya Barris and Lightbox production company here in LA, they bought the rights to the book Blood Brothers, written by Randy Roberts and Johnny Smith. And then, you know, I pitched kind of my idea for how I would approach a film like this, and Kenya pretty much hired me very soon after that initial pitch. And so really we took a lot of the research that's present in the book that they did, where they cross-referenced where these men were at different points in their life, through all the different documents that exist, and of course a lot of FBI surveillance documents that actually tell us a lot of information about where these men were and when they were together. And then, you know, we took that information and really surrounded it with the family and with more firsthand accounts and the scholars who've been known to really write about this material and are well versed in Malcolm X's legacy, to create a film that's really authentic, but also is really intimate. You know, and that was one of the challenges, is making an intimate story that's actually, you know, 55 plus years old.
All right, so Ms. Shabazz, we know that we have a lot of firsthand accounts, and we also hear you in the documentary talking about how your family got to spend time with the Ali family. So what do you remember about that time, and for some of the people that we're going to be seeing in the documentary sharing these stories?
I was I mean, you know, my sisters and I, we were all babies. My oldest sister was 6, 4, 2, 1, and then my mother was pregnant with twins at the time. And so what do I remember? It's probably stories that my mother made sure her daughters knew. You know, she kept our father's legacy alive. Muhammad Ali was someone who frequented our home. And so it's just, you know, a beautiful story. It's never been told. And, you know, these two young men during this time of our social climate, two men of such integrity, such purpose, would have just, you know, this beautiful moment to connect with one another and to impact each other so feverishly. And Marcus told this story rather beautifully. And, you know, I can't wait to see it again.
Oh, you go, Marcus. You go, Ms. Shabazz. Because let me tell you, because I'm a really nosy person, I was going to say, what are those outside forces you talk about in the documentary? But then I was like, if they tell us now, then they're going to give it away. So I'm going to wait for people to go check it out because it is out now streaming on Netflix. It's called Blood Brothers. You are not going to regret it. You're going to be inspired. You're going to love it. It's like never before told, never before seen footage. I promise you it's going to be great. And I thank you, Mr. Clarke and Ms. Shabazz, for joining us this morning.
Thank you so much.
We're going to be Netflixing today, all of us.
Thank
We
you.
will be. Thank you. Such a pleasure.